Hey, what is up guys? It is Needle. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to actually edit faster and more efficiently in game. I'll be going over some of my techniques to actually get your edits off faster, and when it comes time to use them in games, if you're playing competitive in like a scrim or an end game, if you're in a box, whatever the case may be, you can actually edit out faster and have better movement for your gameplay. If you guys are new to the channel at all and haven't seen any of my content before, I basically just do educational guides like this on Fortnite for controller players in general. Just going to help you guys get better on controller and compete with people on PC. So if you're interested in any kind of educational content like this in the future, please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I have consistent content coming out with guides and tutorials like I explained, so please make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Now, for the topic of today's video about how to actually edit faster, I do want to explain, I've done a video in the past about how to edit faster, but that was more about how to actually learn the edits and which edits you should be learning to get faster at depending on your skill level. I started off with some simpler edits that everyone should learn how to do, and then kind of moved up to the harder, a little bit more intermediate edits that people should learn if you want to play like scrims or stuff like that. Today's video is going to be more about how to actually just get your edits off faster and do it faster. The first thing I think we should cover is that editing sensitivity is now in the game through controller building sensitivity. So I know in the past, when you would go to do an edit, if you wanted to edit faster, all you could put up on your sensitivity to change it was your controller X and Y to edit. Obviously, though, nobody's going to want to put their X and Y sensitivity at 10 just to be able to edit faster. Editing is a big part of the game now, but it's not that important. You're not going to want to mess up your aim just to edit faster. So what Fortnite added in is they have controller building sensitivity. So this was actually added before, but what they did as of a few updates ago is they put controller editing sensitivity under your controller building sensitivity. So your controller building sensitivity affects how fast you can do your edits. So I'll explain that right now and show you guys. So this is me just spinning around with my regular X and Y sensitivity, not in build mode or edit mode. And then when I pull up edit mode, blah, 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 go to do an edit, it is much, much faster when I spin around. So you guys can see how the controller building sensitivity affects your controller editing sensitivity. Now, what I suggest for this is, it's actually going to be pretty tough to find an editing sensitivity you're comfortable with, because I know most people like to jack up their building sensitivity to try to compete with PC players. They have their building sensitivity around 2, the max, just so they can build faster. It's never going to hurt you to be able to build faster. That's kind of the thought process behind it. But what it does in return is now when you go to edit, it's kind of a lot quicker and you don't really have as much control. So what Fortnite should do is just add a separate building sensitivity and a separate editing sensitivity just to have it that much more precise, because honestly, I play at 1.85 on my building sensitivity, and editing's not too quick, but I definitely feel sometimes where it's I'm not in control going for edits. That's my thought process on it. So if Fortnite could add it in for controllers to have a separate editing sensitivity and building sensitivity, that would be huge. But for now, let's go off the controller building sensitivity and what I would suggest. If you're someone that has not messed with the controller building sensitivity at all before, I'm going to just let you know right now, you're going to want to go slow. If you bump it up a lot at once, it's going to feel really, really weird, especially when you go back into fighting with your regular X and Y sensitivity. So what I recommend for controller building sensitivity, if I'm doing it just for edits and what I've practiced in the past, if I was just doing my controller building sensitivity for edits, I would have it around 1.4 to 1.6. That's just where the edits feel the best for me and the smoothest, where I have the most control. But as I mentioned, you want to have your building sensitivity up just because you want to be able to build faster. So you're just going to have to learn how to edit with the higher building sensitivity realistically over time. But like I said, if you're new, go and do it slow. Don't jump the gun right away and just jump it up to 2. It's going to be tough to learn, so understand that's a learning process and it's going to happen over time. The next thing I need to cover that it's kind of basics. I know I've done videos on binds in the past. You're going to want some sort of instant edit button if you don't have it already. I know they added in the feature where they took away the hold time on edits for B or circle depending if you're on PS4 or Xbox, but realistically we're just going to need to get the instant edits on one of the buttons here. So I do play claw, so I have mine on Y, but if you don't play claw or don't have paddles, it's not the end of the world. I actually made a video yesterday on the binds you should be using if you don't play claw, but I'll cover it just simply here. What I think you should do is just turn sprint by default on, and then either put your edit on your left stick or put your pickaxe on the left stick and then edit with Y, or A, or vice versa. Put your jump on left stick and then have your edit on X or A, depending on how you want to do it. But there are definitely options to have instant edit. I think everyone at this point of Fortnite, if you're on controller, you should have instant edit on. You should learn it. Now that we've gone over that, I actually have to cover how to do the edits faster and how to do them in-game faster. The first tip I really do want to give you guys is that when you're going over here to edit, notice there's a threshold of when you can actually pull out the edit. So I'll walk in really slowly here, and you'll see it pop up on the wall right here. You'll see why. So notice I'm coming up, and now I can get the edit. Right when you see that option to hit the edit, you're going to want to pull out the edit right away. This is pretty simple. Probably covered it before, but when you're like, let's say you're just running right here, it just doesn't make sense if you want to edit faster to get right here and then pull it out. You're just want to get the edit done faster, and that way you can do a little bit harder of edits. So coming right here, I pull it out, and this way you can do other stuff that you wouldn't even like think about. Now that you can pull your edit faster and work on it with your movement while you're running, it's something that just allows you to do more edits. Because I know most people, if you're coming through, they'll do this like this corner 3 edit right here. But like now that you have more time, you can kind of clean it up and do something like that, something that feels a little bit more precise. So that's my first tip, is just learn the timing and the threshold before you can pull an edit out and what kind of edit you want to do. There's just no point of running against a door and then trying to get the edit off. It's just going to feel clunky, and it's just going to slow down your movement. Now, my next tip I have for anybody that's just looking to get better and faster editing while shooting, because anybody can edit faster. Like, if you just do enough edit courses, your edits are going to get pretty quick. But then it comes into play of like, can I actually get my quick edits off with somebody in the way? Can I get my shot off? Well, I have good practice for that, because I know sometimes it's like you can get into the game and start doing your edits, but there's really like nobody to shoot and mess around with it. Sometimes it's really just good to have a bot. So what I have set up here in my creative, I'm not going to make a map or a code for it or whatever. You guys can do this yourself. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is just add a little sentry gun turret guy in, and he'll just spawn in, and then just go over to the spawn pad and mess around with him. So what I'll do is like I'll start practicing some edits. So let's say I want to practice window edits, reset, boom, whatever it is, just your typical edits. Practice these and then finish it off with a shot on this guy. So boom, just like that. I have his health at 100 just to make sure I get the shot off and get the kill. This is something I've been using recently, and I've noticed when I get in games, I actually do my edits on people, edit a window in on somebody, and then go to pump them in. I'm actually getting my shots off a lot quicker. I know the guy's standing still, but it's just the thought process of actually doing your edit and then getting your shot off on somebody. That's the way I feel about it, but I think this is really good practice. I'll show you guys a few of the techniques I use to do faster edits on the bot, so I'll go over them right here. As you guys can see, as I did right there, I cranked off like 7 different edits on the guy. It shows you how you can really work on your combos and kind of perfect your reset on controller, because that's something that's a lot easier to do on PC. So learning how to reset like this and get a shot off with it is pretty huge. It's something that you'll use a lot in gunfights once you learn. The next practice I have for you guys to edit faster is something you'll see a lot in endgames in Fortnite. And this is just a simple idea of tunneling. Somebody will get in their little turtle like this, and you have to edit out. And see, like putting down a door or something like that, just not going to be efficient if you want to keep branching out your tunnel. So what you'll need to learn to do with your movement is kind of come out like this, edit out pretty quick, and then keep going. And it's just going to look simply like this. And I know there's no bots or anything shooting at you, but it's just the hypothetical. It's just practice, obviously. That's why we're in creative, to try to get our edits faster. But just keep going like this as far as you can. And overall, this will get your edits a lot faster, a lot more crisp in game. That's what I've noticed. And now when I go to tunnel out in a scrim, it just feels that much quicker. I can actually do it. And you can kind of even switch it up a little bit. Don't have to keep going straight. Maybe even come out here, whatever it may be. Do a different kind of edit. Come out like this. Jump out. This is all about just mixing up your edits and showing you that there are definitely situations you can use in creative that emulate an end game or emulate a real game in Fortnite that will get your edits faster and will show you how to shoot while you do it. So if I was going to hop in creative and warm up for online, for scrims, for the ranked mode, or whatever it may be, and I wanted to practice this, this is what it would look like in full time. So as you guys can see, I tunneled all the way out here pretty quickly. It shows you how you can get your edits faster, and like if you do this in game, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be pretty similar. It's going to be the same kind of environment. So it shows you how you can get your edits faster, that much quicker, by just learning how to tunnel out and get your edits quicker. So when you're in close quarter situations, even if you want to rip this wall edit on somebody to shoot, you'll have that angle on them, whatever it may be. This will definitely get your edits faster. Now I'll be hopping into edit courses and why I think edit courses are really the best way you can get better at editing. And now there's one edit course in particular. As you guys can see, I've done a bunch of different courses, a bunch of different edit courses, but this is the one I'm recommending over all of these, and this is going to be this one right here. It's called the Can-Duke All Skill Levels Edit Course. And shout out to Can-Duke, shout out to his twitch.tv @Can-Duke, and use code Can-Duke. I'm promoting his code in this video. Go support him. I'll give you guys his map code right here. It is 3109-2373-6946. That is the course for this one, and I'll hop into it right here. I'll load it up for you guys. And just to explain why I think edit courses are the best and why this one is the best specifically, Kandu did a great job on this one. What he did is he set up 3 different edit level courses, and you time yourself on each one. There's like a bronze, silver, and gold, and basically it allows you, if you're just a noob at editing, if you're just starting, it allows you if you're like an expert, you're doing it for a while, it allows you to track your time and get better. And why I like these the most is, like I said, it has a timer. It shows you each time you do it and you restart, you can see yourself getting faster, and you can really see the progression. You can see why editing and doing editing courses are paying off. So I'll do this one right here. I'll walk you guys through it, or I'll do it and I'll show some highlights of me doing it. So to get gold, you have to finish at 3:45 on this timer. If you want to get silver, you have to finish at 3:30, and you finish at bronze, it's 3:15. I really think editing courses are the best. It's just straight editing with your movement while you're running. You have to keep running the entire time. It's going to force you to get your edits faster, and like I said, you time yourself. You're going to see yourself doing your edits faster and doing the course faster each time. So it's basically like a nice way to see your progression while you're editing. It's not like you hop into creative, you rip some builds. It's like you kind of feel faster, you don't really know. This is going to be a definite way of hard proof that you're getting better at editing. So I'll start this one right here and let's see what time I can get on it. This edit's kind of tricky. See, and it's going to force you to be in weird spots with edits that you haven't done before, like this one. This is something I'm not used to doing in-game, so doing it in here is a little clunky. Obviously, I'll keep going, but just to show you guys, like, it'll throw new situations at you to make you edit faster and kind of think while you're doing it. Then they have a little build-up part of the course right here. I kind of like this. Get your free builds nice, get you ready to go online. You can even do, like, the 6-layer ramp rush like this. Pretty dope. And then here's the infamous edit tower. They keep drilling this. If you do any kind of edit course, they'll always have this in it. I just want you to get better at it. It's definitely a crucial thing you need to learn. Now we have straight wall edits. These are pretty nice to do. They're kind of like the ones I was doing with the tunneling. Just get your edits super quick on this and you can get consistent. I've been doing this a ton recently since I've been doing editing courses such as this one. So I feel pretty quick and pretty confident I'm not going to mess these up, which is nice to know. Then once you get out of that, you have straight wall flips. These are pretty simple, but if you don't learn them, they're going to be kind of tough. You got to learn how to do it with your movement. And then more of the straight edit down towers. Like I said, everyone loves these. It's kind of the infamous edit. So once you get down from those, you'll hop to some side jumps. These help with your movement a ton while you're building. If you haven't done side jumps before, it's definitely a new technique. You can do it off of floors, off of cones. This is something that will definitely help with your movement and be able to place ramps wherever you want. And then we're back to some more wall edits. Nice and simple stuff to keep it easy with your movement. And I think, yep, get right down to here. We have another edit tower. Rip through this real quick. Here's the timer below me. Let's see what time I got. So I got 3:04. I actually did not get bronze. A little upsetting. I might have to do that again for the video just to show you guys that it does get faster every time you do it. I haven't done this one in a while. That is going to wrap up all my tips I have for you guys on how to actually edit faster. As I mentioned, just do all of these a couple times and see which works out for you. You can really focus on the edits that are slowing you down, even with the stuff I showed you with the bot. If you want to get better at editing while shooting, that's going to be the best for you. Or if you want to just get better and quicker with your timed edits, such as the edit courses, I would highly recommend that for you as well. But this is going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Like I said, if you enjoyed this or got anything out of it, please make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.